Today is May 21st, 2020. If you're like most of the world, you've been handling everything remotely over the internet, over telephone, over the last 2 months. And I want to say that aside from potentially avoiding catching a potentially deadly virus, there's been another benefit to handling everything remotely that I want to mention that I've experienced. If you watch my YouTube videos, you might wonder, why I talk about how I have anxiety, how I'm shy, how I often don't make a whole lot of sense. You might wonder, hey, this guy sounds very sensible, he doesn't sound shy. What you don't realize is that you're often not watching my first take every time you turn on the video. I would say at least half of my videos are not a first take. Often I've rehearsed it, often I've recorded myself and then recorded it over again. And so you're not watching what you would experience if you were speaking with me face to face. Same goes with my emails or my Facebook posts, and you aren't watching or listening to my first take anytime you watch any of that. That's a big downfall of social media. People go on a dating website and they think they have good chemistry with somebody until they actually meet in real life, and the first takes are never as good as what's being posted on the site or even a video, right? Well, the other thing I want to mention is that you watch me for 5-10 minutes every day. The rest of the time, I often don't make a whole lot of sense, and I have to correct myself and apologize. And even people who talk to me on the phone will hear a very different side of me from what you hear on YouTube, where I have the luxury of hitting delete. I actually had a funny experience one time. I was applying for a job remotely, because this was a month ago when we had already locked down. And I had called the Human Resources Department, and they were away from the phone. I wanted to leave a message. And halfway through the message, I realized something I said didn't sound right. And I wanted to re-record, start over and re-record. And usually there's a button on the phone to handle stuff like that. Go to a main menu and say re-record or listen to your recording again. And so I pressed 0, I pressed 1, I pressed a bunch of numbers, and none of them worked. And I just made a huge embarrassment out of myself, because I had recorded half a message that I didn't like, and then I had pounded buttons on the phone, and then I apologized and I pretended to start over. Long story short, I didn't get that job. I don't know if it's because of that, but it just goes to show that I really, really, really love being able to rewind time. If we had a button that would instantly take you back 15 seconds, oh my god, I would love pounding that button. I'd probably destroy it within a day. The internet kind of functions like that button, at least for the purposes of communication, right? And you aren't seeing any of that. Oftentimes, I get into trouble almost because I jam up and don't know how good argument that I might have had, but I jam up and I just get angry instead. That's a big problem of mine. I often forget about the advantages that I have in a discussion. I really love it when I'm negotiating over the email, where I can sit on it, sleep on it, eat on it, maybe talk to a few friends over it, and I've noticed that people are wising up to that. And oftentimes when you negotiate a deal, people always put in a time pressure. I'm going to be heading out in 10 minutes, so could you call me back or something like that. I know a lot of times people are not heading out in 10 minutes. They want you to make the wrong move by giving you a little pressure. Sometimes when I call people, like I talked about that job that I was trying to interview for, or people on Craigslist that I see, a lot of times there's a lot of noise in the background. I think part of that's intentional. They're listening to music and they can't even be bothered to turn the music down. I mean, I think part of it is to get you to rush and to make a mistake, right? And I sometimes gotta tune that out myself. But I really hope we go back to, or we stay in remote work, because I really love to be able to backspace, delete. Can't really do that in real life. Another thing I might want to come up with is when we do go back to face-to-face, thinking about phrases I can use to take back what I just said in the last 10-15 seconds, without sounding like I'm being dramatic or anything like that. That's something I have to think about, because I've really enjoyed the benefits of doing that. now that everything's being handled remotely. But people who know me who are watching this video, if you've ever wondered why I can't behave in real life like how I do on YouTube, it's because you're not seeing all of my real life. You're seeing a very select proportion of it. Thanks for watching.